Hello, I'm Murad. In today's course, we're going to see the post-modifiers. We talked about the determiners, the pre-modifiers in the previous videos. Today, we're going to see the post-modifiers. First, a post-modifier is a word or group of words that comes after the head and modifies it. Okay, it's quite the contrary of the pre-modifier. The pre-modifier comes before the head. The post-modifier, on the other hand, comes after the head. Okay, the head is the most important element in a noun phrase, and it is the noun around which the whole noun phrase revolves. Okay. Well, we have four types of the post-modifiers. First, we have the prepositional phrase. The prepositional phrase is a phrase that is consisted of a preposition and other elements. Among these elements, we have the head. We have to have a head in a prepositional phrase, but that's not the same head that we have in a noun phrase. No, that's another head we have in the prepositional phrase. So a prepositional phrase comes after the head and modifies it. Okay? This prepositional phrase is consisted of a preposition plus other elements. Among these elements we have the head. Okay? Like in here, we have prepositional phrase is the post-modifier, okay? So a man of action. As you see here, we have of, which is a preposition, action, which is the head. This is a prepositional phrase, okay? So a prepositional phrase functions as a post-modifier. It modifies or it post-modifies the head, which is in this example, man. So this is head. This is a prepositional phrase, functions as a post-modifier. Okay? The second example is the girl with long hair. Well, the girl is the head. With long hair is a prepositional phrase, functions as a post-modifier. As I said, preposition plus here we have an adjective, and here we have the head. And all of this is a prepositional phrase, okay? Because it starts with a preposition. This is the first type of the post-modifiers. Now we're going to see the second type, which is an adjective. An adjective, here we're not talking about the adjectives that come before the head. We're talking about the adjectives that come after the head, okay? Like in here, we have the students present are few. Okay, we don't care about that. We care about this part. Here, this is a central determiner. Student is the head, and present is an adjective. Functions as a post-modifier. It modifies the students. Who are these people who are present? These people who are present are the students. Okay? The third one is a relative clause. What is a relative clause first? A relative clause is a clause that modifies the head and it determines it determines and specifically determines to us what person or what thing we are talking about. Okay? It gives extra information, or it gives important information sometimes to the reader to know what person or what thing particularly we're talking about. Okay? Relative clause in here, it starts with that. always relative clauses start by that, who, whom, whose, where, why, where, and so on and so forth. Okay? So this is the car that I bought. This is the car that I bought. Well, the car, this is the head. This is a noun phrase first. This is all of it. This is a noun phrase. It is consisted of a central determiner and head. That I bought. This is a relative clause because we have here that, which is a relative pronoun. So that I bought is a relative clause, functions as a post-modifier. Well, as I said, this is the car that I bought. Okay, this is the car that I bought. It means that this relative clause determines to us which car we are talking about, not the car that Ahmed bought, not the car that my sister bought, the car that I bought. Okay? It determines, it gives information about that thing or that person we're talking about. The second example, that is Ahmed. Ahmed is a noun phrase. Okay? It is a noun phrase. Whom I talked to you about. Whom, relative pronoun. Here we have I talked about. So, whom I talked to you about is a relative clause. It starts by whom. It's a relative clause that post-modifies the noun phrase, which is Ahmed, the head. Okay? The appositive. Well, as you see here, the appositive can be a word or group of words that gives extra information about something. Okay? In fact, it is just a relative clause reduced to a word or two words. Okay? Or more. Like in here, Leo, the player, is leaving for Paris. Leo, the player. It's like you say, Leo, who is the player, or that is the player, is leaving for Paris. We reduce it to Leo, the player. Okay? Leo, the player. As you see here, the player gives us information about who Leo is. Okay? Here, the addressee that I'm addressing knows that I'm talking about Leo the player, not Leo the lawyer, or Leo the teacher, or Leo the businessman, or anything else. Okay? That person I'm talking about, or the person to whom I'm talking knows that I'm talking about Leo the player. Okay? It helps us determine which Leo we're talking about in particular. Okay? Looks good. Well, as you see here, the player is an appositive. Functions is an appositive. Functions as a post-modifier. Leo here is the noun phrase. Noun phrase consists of a head. Okay? We will give other examples in order to learn more about the noun phrase. Well, here we have an example of a noun phrase with a prepositional phrase, with a post-modifier. Okay? A man with one leg. A man with one leg. As you see here, we have a man. This is the noun phrase. Okay? This noun phrase is consisted of a central determiner, which is A, head, which is the man, and here we have the prepositional phrase that functions as a post-modifier. It modifies or it post-modifies man, which is the head. Okay? So this prepositional phrase is consisted of preposition plus noun phrase. Okay? The preposition is with, noun phrase, this is the noun phrase. This is the noun phrase. Okay? one leg. This is a noun phrase that is composed of one, which is a post determiner, and had, which is the leg. Okay, leg functions here as the head of this noun phrase, which is among the prepositional phrase. Okay, you have to understand that this is not the noun phrase we're talking about. We're talking about this noun phrase. This is more important to us. This is just a noun phrase within a prepositional phrase. Okay? So here we have with, which is the preposition. So here this is a prepositional phrase, functions as a post-modifier, and it post-modifies man, okay, or a man with one leg. So it helps us determine which man we're talking about, okay? We move to the adjective. The adjective will say, for example, the man responsible is me. The man responsible is me. So here, the man, this is a noun. This is the noun phrase that is consisted of a central determiner and had. So as you see here, this is the noun phrase composed of central determiner and had. Okay? And the adjective responsible post-modifies man. Okay? I hope that that's clear. Well, here we have a relative clause. So as you see here, I left the house where I had been living. Okay? The house, this is a noun phrase. It is composed of a central determiner and head. Okay? Good. Where I had been living, this is a relative. This is a relative clause. Functions as a post-modifier. It post-modifies house, which is the head. Okay? This is the noun phrase. This is the noun phrase. This is the noun phrase we're talking about. And where I had been living is just a relative clause, post-modifies the head. Okay? I met Amina, who teaches English. Who teaches English. Okay? Amina, this is the noun phrase. This is the noun phrase that is composed of only the head. Who teaches English? This is a relative clause, functions as a post-modifier. Okay? I saw the toy. The toy, this is the noun phrase. Okay? That you bought. That you bought. That you bought, this is a relative clause, functions as a post-modifier. Okay? Nice. Here we have the appositive, as you see. Appositive. This appositive is very important, and I will make a video about only the appositives and how they function and what are the types of the appositives, but later on. Okay? Good. So Ahmed here is the noun phrase. Okay? The lawyer came. Ahmed, the lawyer, came. Okay? The lawyer is it is a noun phrase. Okay? It's a noun phrase, but it is an appositive that gives extra information about the noun. And here, the lawyer post-modifies the head, which is Ahmed. Okay? Murad, the teacher. So the teacher, as you see here, is an appositive that gives extra information about Murad. So it post-modified Murad. Okay? John, the Englishman. John, the Englishman, is clever. The Englishman is an appositive, functions as a post-modifier. It post-modifies John, which is the noun phrase in here. That was all about the post-modifiers in noun phrases. Thank you very much for watching. If you like my video, please subscribe to support me, and see you soon.